Close air support, or as some like to call it, CAS, is in my opinion the most underrated way to play Antistasi. Nothing beats owning the skies in a flying death machine, raining down hell on any and all stupid enough to oppose you. And in this case, NATO will be on the receiving end as we prepare to finally liberate Ulikia. But before all of that, we still had a bit of work to do, so let's go. I had set a numerous amount of targets for us to take for the day, with lines of assault going from one to another, giving each a number based on what order I was to attack them in. And first up on the chopping block was this outpost west of our central airbase. So I hopped in a hind and sent a few squads. This is really important, especially in solo Antistasi. If you don't have at least some ground units to keep the area rendered in, you'll probably return to an outpost that is entirely re-garrisoned. Yes, I have fell prey to this many times. Anyways, after a few cast runs, I returned on a little bird to capture the first outpost. This sets us up perfectly to take the seaport further north, which I was also going to use a little bird for. This time I sent another 2 squads to pick off any stray infantry while I would perform a few bombing runs. And while doing one of these bombing runs, this happened.
Ha, kill confirmed, baby. I'm dead. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's a fucking A10, bro. My god. You will not escape my wrath. There's no way I've killed it.
I should have been dead to rights here. 2 close range missiles out of the blue avoided with nothing but the skill of the stick. The AI really got a bucket's ideas up. Anyways, after that I swiftly cleared out the remaining infantry, landed and captured the flag, moving us on to the big one. An outpost and a military base combined into one massive fortress. This would not be easy, so the plan had to be good. I would first start by sending 2 to 3 infantry squads from our newly acquired Seaport, and 2 more squads from the south, as well as 2 APCs to accompany them. I would then be in this monster. 120 rockets should be illegal, and you'll see why soon. But first, an enemy patrol had been spotted flying around in my territory. Yeah, can't have that. So, let's get some practice. After a bit of flying, I spotted the patrol and got to work, unloading missile after missile like they were fucking Tic Tacs, until eventually one landed. And yes, I now realise that I did open fire on one of my resource points, but hey, it's a sacrifice I was willing to make. Anyways, moving on to the stronghold. After about a few cast runs, I realised something absolutely bonkers. The cast runs had garnered me a total of about 50 kills in a minute, which is just mental. And after a few more cast runs, NATO did eventually catch on. And unfortunately, the MIA isn't as sleek as the little bird. Rest in peace. Anyways, to deal with their superiority fighter currently flying around, I hopped in an Su-25 Frogfoot. And when I got in the air, it had vanished. Bro was not ready for the Frogfoot smoke. But NATO wasn't done there. They'd planned a huge assault on an outpost west of the map, and it was up to the Frogfoot to defend it. To start off the fight, I was still getting used to the handling of the Frogfoot, so I did miss a few shots here and there, but I still managed to get huge damage off overall, managing to take out a few Ghost Hawks, as well as a little bird and an entire VTOL. Oh, and this drone, which I did take a note out of the Japanese Imperial Army for. Again, sacrifices I was willing to make. To this, I then finished up with the military base and outpost. I then had a bit of a break before returning to finish off the remaining targets. The resource was the first to fall, as I mainly used the little bird for the majority of the fighting. And unlike the last 4 objectives, I actually have good audio for this, so enjoy.
Right, did see a few next to that silo. Honestly, I'm kind of confident switching to a few Hydras, maybe. fuck? Oh, what a save. Keep below the hill just so that mounted stack doesn't see me. Seize this flag.
Now that the resource was ours, the seaport was ripe and ready. And to fully utilise my new resource, I fast travelled 3 new squads over to help the ground assault. The seaport was a lot more of a threat than the resource, so I did fly back to HQ and prepped another MIA with the ungodly amount of missiles. I then drew a flight path which would give me good entry and exit when performing cast runs. This is important to do and something I need to do more of myself. This will not only help with making sure that you avoid any restricted airspace, but also make sure you don't get any ground forces caught in the crossfire. And to give you a visual representation for this,
Eyes on the harbour. Eyes on the harbour. Peeling off. Stop destroying everything there. And that we are doing. We are doing. Negative on base of infantry. Yep, we're good. Yeah, enough fully.
those cast runs were perfect, allowing us to swiftly take the seaport and prepare for the QRF, which did crumble relatively quickly. In taking the seaport, we've essentially cut off NATO's supply line to our final 2 targets. This would allow us to solely focus on the airborne QRFs once we started the assault, making NATO a lot more predictable. I also did decide again to switch to a Little Bird, as honestly for small targets like this you really don't need the excessive force of a Hind or MIA, and the Little Bird can still dish out a lot of damage, as can be seen with my first cast run.
That is, believe you me, getting bombed.
After this, I did more and more, becoming more confident in staying within the areas as most of the heavy targets had been dealt with, like HMGs and potential manpads. And before long, I had the entire outpost. Onto the final objective of the day. This outpost was way more fortified than its little brother, so to adapt to this new threat, I decided to bust out the Hind. Start on a Hind, end on a Hind. It's kind of like a Hind sandwich. Anyways, I did decide to send 2 more squads in for this final push, as there would be a heavy amount of resistance facing us, and once they get close enough, I was up and ready to go.
Certain rockets, man, the certain rockets. They call me Rocket Man, they said that never amount to nothing but I do. That is such a shit gun run. Not my finest hour, can't lie. Hind hits successful. That's what we like to see. Going to go back in with the big boom boom. I'm gonna come loop around for that static MG. He needs to die. Very lucky miss, so I'm gonna bleed airspeed. And you get low. Yeah, fuck. I run out of flares. Eject! They'll never take me. Not my hind. No.
After that little blunder, I wanted to get at least another fixed wing kill. So, I got the big guns. Meet the Black Wasp, the 2035 variant of the cool as fuck F-18 Hornet. A very capable air superiority fighter I was very eager to test out. So, I'll cut the talk and get straight into the action.
Come on, get in the air so I can shoot that A-10 down. Fox one. I got a lock on it though. Fox 2. Yep. Yeah. I think I might hit him there. Splash one. Good hit, confirmed. That's the air down. Easy little man pad taken care of. I usually wouldn't fly that close to air, but considering it's only a man pad, I do not care. Let's go hit him with another one and then let's probably go peel off and go back home. Danger close. Splash. Pickle. Pickle on that motherfucker. Excessive force? Yes. Care? No.
Now, after this, I couldn't just land this thing on the outpost without, well, eating shit. So, I headed back to HQ, grabbed a little bird, and finally capped the outpost. Well, after gunning down some poor bastards and small huts I'd missed. And that is it for the video. I hope you really enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe if you did. And the one thing I have learned throughout all of this is CAS is really, really, really fun and really important when trying to take massive objectives. Think back to that outpost and mill base. If I hadn't have got those 50 kills, imagine how many more units and squads and resources I would have then had to push into the base itself, allowing time for QRFs and defenses to prep themselves against me. And that is where I'll leave it for today. Oh, and next video, we fully push out NATO from Ulikia.